It's very quick. It's a good game. I need to play it some more.
Devolver's good at that kind of stuff. Because they do, I mean, they did the Talos Principle, Serious Sam, obviously Downwell. They've done a lot of really out there. Heavy Bullets was one of theirs, if I remember right. I think they do Party Hard as well. Have you seen that?
Yeah, a friend of mine has played that a few times. It's,
Mass Murder Simulator, basically.
Yeah. I've thought about getting it, but it's like...
Halloween sale's coming.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I watched him play it a few times. It's pretty... It's kind of ironic when they call the cops, and then the cops run over like 4 people, and then drive off. Oh, you guys are helpful. Thanks. Or this ambulance or whatever. Yeah.
So I think it's funny that he's out on vacation, and I literally worked in tourism there.
Oh, yeah.
For 3 years. Like, I know every little stop, and he hasn't asked me for help once.
Loser.
Seriously, though, like, they're doing all the, oh, we went to Mount Rushmore. The most boring...
All the populars?
Yeah, most boring monument you can go to in South Dakota. And I'm like, I know where these things are.
Hello.
I know where things that you're not going to see in the pamphlet are. You can go and have fun.
Right.
Jerks.
I know.
Well, I don't know how to do this anymore. Hello, Internet. This is Brando.
And Disciple.
And we're Bad Games. We've been gone.
Busy. And then more busy.
After Comic-Con, after Omar got drunk on the podcast, we tried to stick to a schedule, but Adrian got a girlfriend, Justin got a girlfriend, and I started working 14-hour days. So
I was also out of town like a lot more than I thought I was going to be.
We kind of had to take a break. Technically, I'm still working 14-hour days, but I'm going to be on a new schedule because I got promoted.
Woo! Go you.
Even though I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be there.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Good thing nobody I work with listens to this.
Yay.
So a lot has happened since we basically went off the air. We had the Super Nintendo Classic release, which I want to buy one, and since they're not that hard to get, I'm not too worried about it.
Are they not?
Well, I mean, like, they still sell out pretty quick, but Nintendo...
Not like the NES?
No.
Okay.
Nintendo realized... So, actually, Reggie had an interview shortly before the release of the SNES Classic, which explained a lot. So, what they did is they looked at the AT games sales, like all of the retro console sales like that, and they weren't that great. Because... unfortunately, everything that's out there is not proprietary. It's licensed to Sega, Atari, all that. They're licensed out through a company called AT Games or AT Games. I don't know how it's pronounced. And while they move on a regular basis, they don't move a lot. And Nintendo took all of this and were like, well, we're not going to sell that much. But this is a Nintendo-made product. It's high quality, and it sold out.
Has a lot of classics on it, you know. Childhood memories, rushing back.
Well, I mean, like the Atari stuff and the Sega stuff do too, but there's also, like, for every one licensed good game, there's 5 crappy clone games of some whatever, and the controls aren't responsive.
Right.
So AT Games is really good at making shitty stuff. And I don't think Nintendo realized, even though most of those games you can get on the Virtual Console, all the way back to the Wii.
Right. In fact, I think I have several of those games on Virtual Console.
I just don't think they realized it, and they said, we didn't. So when they started production of the Super Nintendo Classic, they started producing more. And they said they will produce continuously all the way through next year till some point. And the original NES Classic will start production and release again in January.
Nice.
So we're going to have an endless stream of consoles.
Yay.
So I'm not worried. I'm not going to spend scalper prices.
Yeah, me either.
Because if it's not there one day, I can check another day and it'll be back.
Right.
But
glad I waited and didn't spend like $240 on one.
Right. There's someone trying to sell one for $100. I'm like, okay.
That's not bad.
He's upping it $20, making a little cash, but he's not trying to screw people out of it.
Yeah, he's not gouging anybody. Yeah, that's not awful. As people mark it up 4 times the amount, it's like, really?
Stupid. And another cool thing they did that they didn't do with the NES Classic is they included the second controller.
Oh, nice. Okay.
You had to buy the second controller with the NES Classic, and it's just packaged in. So you literally get everything. You don't have to go and hunt for another controller because scalpers bought every single one.
Lame.
Selling the $10 add-on for $50 or whatever.
Lame.
But I think the only thing that really suffers is it Secret of Mana? It has a 3-player mode, but
weird.
Yeah, you needed the multi-tap for that, and they didn't obviously make that accessory because these controllers are literally just Wii plugins.
Wiimotes kind of thing, or
well, you know how the attachment for the nunchuck and the classic controller, that's what the plugin is.
Okay, yeah.
I'm sure Nintendo made a billion of them, and then they're like, how are we going to use these? So they just adapted their controllers to that and used what they had.
Like a plan.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, like, if you look at it, the hardware inside the NES Classic is identical to the SNES Classic. They didn't change anything. So
easy peasy.
But I still want to play Star Fox 2. I know it's probably just a mess of a game and it's not really that good in comparison to today's standards, but it's cool to see the ideas that were in Star Fox 2 and how they've been implemented since then.
Right. That's the one thing I talked about with my brother about the Metroid games. Mm-hmm. There's really far ahead of their time because they had the pressure sensitive jump. Mm-hmm. It's like hardly anybody else had that back then. And
some still don't.
Yeah, I know. It's so weird. But that was one thing that made it huge, because then you could really, really get through some, hairy areas that you probably shouldn't be trying to get through. But, that's kind of what you do in some of those games.
Did you see that Metroid Prime 4 is happening?
I think I did, yeah.
And they remade Metroid 2.
Oh, that's right.
For the 3DS.
See, I don't know if I played that one.
I want to Switch, dude. Like, I know I gush about Nintendo, but watching, and it's a bummer. It's so sad that Iwata died. But watching the direction they've gone since his death, like, the Switch, the NPD recently data just showed that the Switch has moved 2 million units.
Wow.
Since its launch in March.
Yeah.
Yeah, March. It came out in March, right?
That sounds right.
And it's been the #1 seller for hardware the last 3 months. And they're doing this really cool thing where they don't tell you anything.
Surprise!
Like literally 2 months ago. Wait, it's October? Yeah. So a month ago, September, right? Mm-hmm. They're like, oh, guess what? Doom's coming.
What?
And it's Doom, and it's running at 720p. Like, no matter what, if it's docked or undocked, it's at 720p, locked in at 30 frames a second.
That's still pretty good.
And it's coming out before Skyrim. Skyrim was announced with the console.
Yeah, that was announced a way long time ago.
And they're doing this where they're like, oh, Flame in the Flood's on the console now. It comes out this week. They're not telling you, so you have to pay attention. Nintendo is dropping all of these major indie and major AAA releases and not warning anybody.
Yeah.
It's just all of a sudden, poof, it's there.
Poor wallets everywhere.
And it's cool, though, because you have to pay attention at this point. You just can't be like, oh, look, there's a new Nintendo game. Mario Odyssey comes out this week.
Right.
So that's going to be a huge sell. And they secretly, like... And here's another really cool thing. Going off of the surprise secret games, if you look at their top 10 sales on the eShop, only one is developed by Nintendo, and only one is a Switch exclusive. Now, that's awesome because of one major factor. For the last 20 years, you bought a Nintendo system for Nintendo stuff, and that's
right.
it.
Nothing
They
else.
were a Nintendo box, and occasionally you'd have a good third-party game. But you're getting third-party release after third-party release after port, and they're all selling more than Nintendo games.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen. That hasn't happened since the N64.
Right.
So it's really cool. Like,
yeah.
It's Nintendo doing weird Nintendo stuff.
And it's working.
But they are garnering the market that they've mostly ignored since the GameCube era. and they're not even trying.
Right.
It's really cool from a business standpoint. Like, I can't wait, because there's rumor about this. I can't wait to see the Switch Mini and the Switch upgrade. So, Nintendo has been doing multiple iterations of consoles, just like everyone else has started doing.
Right.
I don't know if you noticed that. PlayStation Pro, PlayStation Slim, Xbox One X, Xbox One S.
That's annoying. Anyway.
The graphics chip in the Switch is a Tegra X1 from Nvidia. And Nvidia has locked in for a 20-year agreement with Nintendo.
Wow.
So everything graphics-wise is going to be handled by Nvidia from here on out.
Nice.
But if you look at the X2, the next generation of Tegra chip, it has built into the hardware the ability to shut off the extra core processors and function as a high-end X1. So, with the X1 being already an older thing, because Nintendo does that, they put older stuff in there because it's cheap, there's talk that the X2 is going to be part of the graphic power of the next generation of Switch. So the X1 is going to remain in the Switch, and the Switch Mini, which is not going to have detachable controllers according to the rumors, and the new iteration of the Switch, just like you have the new 3DS XL, which is much more powerful than the original 3DS. The new version of the Switch is going to have that X2. So it's going to be able to run every legacy Switch game, but it's going to be able to run those games at a higher fidelity with more graphical power. And the battery is going to last longer because it uses less electricity than the current one. So, like, the next iteration of the Switch is going to just blow this one out of the water. Doom might be able to run at 1080p in your palm. Or 900p at least.
Yeah.
So, like, it's nuts. Like, Nintendo, it's still not a graphical powerhouse, but it is.
Right.
Like, as the fact that I can take Skyrim in its full glory and Doom in its full glory and be sitting in my break room at work and playing it and not have to sacrifice anything.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It is.
So, seeing that and then the additional graphical power that the rumored upgrade is going to have next year, because they're saying it's not going to happen until probably Christmas holiday season next year, is really cool. Like the complete 90, it's not a 180. Nintendo's not going back on what they've done because they're still having that great casual market, but they're also saying, hey guys, we haven't forgotten about you. So they did a good 90-degree turn, and it has been extremely successful for them. They are worth more than Sony.
Yeah.
The entirety of Sony, not just the gaming part of Sony, all of Sony.
That's crazy.
And Sony has, they have their computers, they have their movies, they have their music, they have their video games, they have all of this. And Nintendo is the little company that has, we make video games, and that's it.
Yeah.
And they're worth the same as a company that is in every single part of the entertainment market.
That's crazy. Yeah, they've been doing a lot of cool stuff. A friend of mine got a Switch when it first came out, and he showed me the Zelda game.
I still want that.
Yeah.
I have intentionally avoided everything to do with Breath of the Wild because I will eventually have a Switch and I will play it.
Right.
I got choked up watching the trailer. Like, I got emotional. I got tear in my eye. It's like when the launch trailer at the close to the end, when the orchestral score and you start hearing that classic Zelda music. I was like, tear. Like, I'm not crying.
You're crying.
Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful.
Get those onions out of here.
It was, though. That was what it was like for me. I was like, I have never been struck like that by a trailer. Or by anything, really. Like, I got emotional in Shadow of the Colossus when your horse dies at the very end. I was like, I just spent 20 hours and that was my only companion.
I didn't talk to anybody except my horse to tell it to go faster.
And
sorry for the times I beat it.
But it's so I'm gonna play that eventually. But all right, we've done my little 15 minutes of Nintendo-ness now. Time to move on and talk about other things.
Right.
What have you been playing in the last 4 months?
Yay! I was gonna say
Evolve?
watching. No, actually,
Dark
but I
Souls.
should. No, I need to get back into that too. But it's like But watching my friend play Breath of the Wild is like, I need to go home and play some more Skyrim. So
I've seen that you've been playing that a lot.
Yeah, I've been playing a ton of Skyrim. I think I have like 90 hours on my current character. Puts me at like 170 total. And at like my 170th hour, I finally learned the third word for Fusroda.
I did that with my PC save. So I've got the special edition on PC, and I just went around exploring. Like, I got Fus, and that was it for the longest time.
Yep. I had Foos and Row for the longest time, but I never got Da. And I think I just went into a cave or something, and I happened to be that quest.
Well, Fus or Da is taught by the Greybeards.
Right, but you have to recover the horn.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So I think I just happened to go in the place where the horn was. Because I'm like, hey, here's an undiscovered location that I have on a map that I've never been to before. Let's go in here. And, oh, this is actually a thing. Oh.
Only thing I don't like about Special Edition, and it's not anything to do with Bethesda, is that the PlayStation version, you're not allowed to access source code because of Sony's rules. So the mod scene is just bleh. Like, there's some really good ones, but you're not going to get the unofficial patch. You're not going to get the Forgotten City. You're not going to get Bruma. You're not going to get... I've been doing a lot of Bruma quests lately. I don't know. Did you play Oblivion?
I played like 10 hours of it, and then I got Skyrim at like 20% off or 25% off when it first came out.
So, Oblivion, in the northern part of Cyrodiil, there's a region... it's literally just a little bit southeast of Falkreath. Okay. And you can get into Bruma, which is a city in Cyrodiil, which you have a lot of imperial architecture. And you get, it's bigger than Solstheim. And you get this whole area of Cyrodiil in Skyrim. And you can travel there, and that's what I've been doing for the last...
I still need to go and...
There's like 20 quests, like 40 hours of content.
Oh, nice.
New enemies, new weapons.
I need to go there. I need to go in that... what is it, in the northeast corner? Where you take the ship?
Solstheim.
Solstheim? Is that what you're talking about?
Well, Bruma, it's a beyond Skyrim. Bruma, it's a mod.
Okay.
But Solstheim is just part of the Dragonborn DLC, which I've completely explored Solstheim. I got a little nostalgic because Morrowind was my favorite, or not my favorite, but my first Elder Scrolls game.
Yeah.
And seeing that Dark Elf, that Bosmer, or not Bosmer, that Dunmer architecture, I was like, I miss home. Because it was home for me. Like, get a little emotional here. Take over your little talk. When Morrowind came out, I didn't know anything about PC gaming. Like, I had played Fury 3, which was, by Microsoft on my Windows 95 computer. And after that, it was all N64. But my friends were into this game called Morrowind, and I eventually talked my mom and dad into getting a new computer because the one we had, like, literally was old.
Right.
And they got a computer with Windows XP, and I could run Morrowind on it, and I bought the Game of the Year edition for $10 from Walmart.
Oh, nice.
And that was about the time that, like, all the bad things in my life started happening. My grandma died. My uncle died because of a botched surgery. I was getting depressive. Lost, like, 10 family members within 3 years. And when the world got to be too much for me, like kids, teenagers who are depressed, they're like, oh, I'm going to cut myself, or that kind of stuff. I would disappear into Morrowind. Like, Saida Neen was literally my home. I killed somebody and took over their house. Nice. And I didn't know you could buy property. Done. I didn't know you could buy property at that point. But
they cost you gold at that point. So.
That was like, I would go and exist in this world away from my problems. So seeing, like, I still haven't bought Elder Scrolls Online Morrowind, but seeing the architecture in Solstheim that's very Dunmer, I was like, yeah, this is awesome.
Right.
I mean, I'd seen it before too, but...
Yeah, no, a friend of mine had tried to get me into Morrowind.
It's still one of the best.
Yeah, and like, I think I just had too many other games going on right now. It's like, no, I don't want him to. And then he tried to get me into Oblivion. It's like, fine. So I broke down and bought it on Steam sale. And like I said, I played that like 10 hours. And then it was right when Skyrim got released. So I'm like, yeah, I'll play this for a while until, Skyrim goes on sale. And then it was the fall sale. and Skyrim was $40.
Totally
Okay.
worth it.
Yep. And then
I think I bought Skyrim for 10.
yeah.
No, it was 15 because it was I got the legendary edition.
Yep. That's what I ended up doing because it was cheaper to buy the whole bundle than 2 separate DLCs.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't make any sense, but I think I spent like $10 on that too. So overall, I spent like $50 on Skyrim, and like I say, I'm like 170 hours. So
Oh gosh, you should see my original. All right, so special edition, I'm at 60 hours, I think, 60 or 70. But the original, I'm sitting at 100. No, 350. I have my phone. I should just look at my Steam account. I have it on my phone. I'm that kind of loser.
there you go. So I was about to look it up on my phone too. So whatevs. Yeah, like I say, I'm thinking about 172 now or something like that. But 170 is when I learned the da.
I got a new item in my thing.
Yay! I got one the other day. It was for 50% off Civ 6.
That's exactly what it is. Because
Yay!
I own 5.
Yeah, I do too. So, weird marketing.
Probably trying to beat the Steam sale. Like, I bet it's going to be 60% off during the Halloween sale. And they're sending this coupon out early so that we don't...
So they recoup a little bit of money.
Well, so that we buy it before...
Right.
Yeah. They're like, oh, this is the best deal ever. And then people who buy it are like, oh.
Yeah. Oh.
So what else have you been playing?
Rocket League.
What kind of character do you have?
I have a Dark Elf.
Do you actually role play? Do you become your character when you play Skyrim?
To an extent, yeah. Like, I try not to do anything like too evil. So I try to keep it. Although I joined the Thieves Guild, so I was like, it's kind of,
It's not really... All right, so there are some thievings to be done if you do the side quest, but the main quest is actually fairly...
Which it is. I've done that, and that's like...
You're a pretty good guy.
And, yeah. So I'm like, yeah, that's good. And I justify it's like, yeah, these people wronged some other people, so Robin Hood style kind of thing, right? Totally
Thieves
fine.
Guild's a good thing.
Yeah.
The Dark Brotherhood, however... So, the original version of Skyrim, 210 hours.
Nice.
And the special edition, 90 hours.
Is that on PC?
Yep.
And then you're 60 on...
Oh, I've got way more than 60 on the PS4. I play the PS4 version more because Ashley loves to watch me play it.
Oh, that's cool.
So, like, I even got her to the point where she made a character, so maybe she'll start playing it. You want to know what my number 1 game is on Steam?
Hold on. Star Trek?
Yep.
First number 4?
Nope.
High or low?
High.
Okay.
Or it's higher than that.
Okay. 5?
Yeah.
Gee.
573 hours in Star Trek Online. 264 in Borderlands 2. Wow. That is a huge gap.
Hey, I finally beat Borderlands 2 like 3 months ago. I had, let's see here. I have 62 hours on Steam, and I'm pretty sure I had at least close to that on PS4.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd never beaten it. Because, you know why? I start a character and play, hey, friend, we should play. Okay, so we start a new character, we'll play, hey, another friend, we should play. Okay, so start another new character, and we play, hey, I want to play, I have a level 10. Do you have anything close to that? Yeah.
No, I don't.
No, so let's start another character and play.
Yep.
So finally, my friend of mine and I sat down and just went for it and beat it, and it was good. I need to play that some more.
We need to have a co-op night.
Yeah, we do. Of course, with you having Saturdays off.
Yeah, it frees me up to do a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, another thing, I have made friends outside of you and Adrian.
What?
Because you guys ignored me for 6 months.
No.
I'm kidding.
No.
My work crew, like, we've always been kind of close knit because we are always shorthanded and we are so close to each other in there.
Right.
Like, we get we started doing Monday lunches, and then
Is it kind of like how we were at Pizza Hut kind of thing?
yeah, they're coming over next Sunday. What is next Sunday? That's the 23rd.
No, it's 22nd.
Oh, so it is next Sunday. They're coming over next Sunday.
The 29th.
Yep, at 5:00, and we're doing game night.
Nice.
Gonna be playing Cards Against Humanity, and that's you.
Nice. That's a good game.
We did that the first game night. It was just kind of a
What's this kind of thing?
like, it could suck, it could be fun. Who knows?
Who knows?
It's a fun game.
Yeah.
Like, it's more fun with a larger group.
Oh yeah.
But it's fun just anyways. And I bought Hidden Agenda. I don't know if you've watched any of the PlayStation PlayLink stuff.
No, I don't think so.
So developed by I just went dead silent. Who did Until Dawn? Anyways, same dev team, same engine. And what's cool about it is they literally saw people on Twitch and YouTube live streaming playing Until Dawn, and their decisions would be based on what the audience wanted. You know, they'd say, "Hey, what's
Supermassive games?"
Yeah. It's weird. Supermassive did other stuff, but anyway, Hidden Agenda is based on that concept. It's telling a similar story, but everyone in the room votes on what the decision is going to be, and we have to go with it. And from what I understand from the interviews and the trailers, it's called Hidden Agenda because everyone gets evidence sent to their phone and their own little hidden agenda that they have to get the rest of the group to do what this thing of theirs says without telling the group that that's what it is. So there's a little bit of subterfuge in there, and it's like, you know, you have to maybe influence the group to save the hostage over your partner or something like that. I don't know what it is to the extent that it is, but there's a little bit of secrecy and there's a little bit of deceit going on between the groups. So can you really trust anybody?
Right.
And that comes out this Tuesday.
Nice.
And we're going to be playing it at game night alongside Cards Against Humanity.
That'd be cool.
So you don't actually role play. You just play the good guy.
Yeah. I just kind of roam around from city to city.
Doing stuff?
Yeah, doing random stuff.
So this is how bad I am. I'm a Bosmer. I'm a wood elf. And like I love Elder Scrolls lore. Like I know all about.
Yeah, I remember
Like I'm ridiculous.
we were talking about it the other day.
My because my parents still think we need to do Christmas gifts. My Christmas list for my whole family is just lore books for the Elder Scrolls. The Skyrim books, they have them all packaged together for like $50 now.
Oh, nice.
And then the Elder Scrolls Online lore books, which are, you know, more broad, talking about creatures from and races from all over Tamriel, even some of the Akaviri races. So when I play, I observe the Green Pact, you know, as best I can, because I can't actually mod it to observe the Green Pact. But like if I kill something, I eat it.
Okay.
You know, like if I don't pick plants, I buy them from people who have already picked them, but I do not personally do any harm to the woods or the trees. Like, oh, mine, because that's earth, that's rock.
Right.
But like I won't pick thistle. I buy it all because someone else has done it and I've traded for it. That is not breaking the Green Pact. And like I have my Bosmer character specialized to be a very stealthy archer. Like, you know, like
I've seen it.
He's running around in Nightingale armor right now. But,
nice.
I finished the Thieves Guild.
Yeah, I'd say I have recently. That too. No, I just
like in my head, I am Sinek Riggs. I am not me.
Right.
I role play as my character.
Yeah.
And it's fun to talk to other people who have different play styles.
Yeah, I'd say I just kind of run around and do what I want. Like I say, I don't, of course, like kill any innocent people or anything like that, but I'll pickpocket from bandits and stuff like that, but I don't tend to pickpocket from like normal civilians, unless it's the quest from the Thieves Guild, in which case they're really technically normal civilians. But like I said, I try to do like kind of like a lawful good at times, and then kind of skirt over to like chaotic good.
And it's weird that you do that though. Like that you don't role play as your character, because you are probably the most RPG tabletop-y guy out of all of us.
Yeah. Yeah, it really depends, because in some of the RPG tabletop games, I'm definitely like chaotic neutral. It's like, yeah, I'll thievery and do stuff, but I won't like unlawfully kill people. But if it kind of happens, oh well. Yeah. Like there was one time where we were playing, and we were trying to interrogate two people, and they wouldn't talk. So one of the guys was like, okay. So they talked to me and said, hey, get your crossbow, shoot one guy in the knee, and, kill the other guy. I'm like, really? You sure? Yes. Okay. So, alright, cool, done. But, yeah, like I said, try not to get any bounty pretty much. Is the only thing.
So we're not going to talk about Rocket League because I've fallen out of love with that.
Oh, I'm at like 153 hours on Steam.
Ugh. I can't play it on Steam because I don't have a controller anymore.
Oh,
but
yeah, that's rough.
I'm just not good at it. Like, I don't play ranked anymore.
Do you have it on PlayStation yet?
I do.
Do you?
Yeah, you, me, and Matt played.
That's right. That's
we
right.
had a good time.
It's Adrian that has it on
just PC.
Right. Okay.
So,
yeah.
Like, I guess if I were to dedicate time to it, I could get better. But
yeah, so we should play some more.
We
should play more on PS4 because it's easier for me to do the mic on PS4.
My dog chewed through my microphone
cable. No.
Where is she, by the way?
Cass. I saw she was like over there, but.
All right. I'm looking at like all my playtime. I've spent 31 hours in the Stanley Parable.
Nice.
It's a game you can beat in 4 minutes, so that lets you know.
I have it. I haven't played it yet.
What?
I
It's one of the best games ever.
I'm playing Skyrim.
It takes you 4 minutes to beat the game.
I've been playing Skyrim. Lots of Skyrim. All the Skyrim. I built dragon armor, and I'm not using it yet because I'm waiting until I can do the double enchantments.
Can you do... Yeah, you can. Never mind.
Do it.
I was going to ask about the light armor, but yeah, dragon bone can be forged into light armor.
Yep. So the scales can be the light, and I think the bones are the heavy.
I've got 142 hours in the Elder Scrolls Online.
Gee, I tell you, that's pretty good.
I love that game.
Yeah.
Like I didn't play it until it became Tamriel Unlimited.
Okay.
But I guess the initial release was just everyone's like it's basically WoW with an Elder Scrolls skin.
Okay.
And obviously fans of the series at that point were like, no, I don't want to do that. That is not how a Bethesda game works. So the team went back and massive content update for Tamriel Unlimited. And while it still has a lot of MMO tropes, it plays more like an Elder Scrolls game now.
Okay. So it's got that feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, like you've still got abilities and stuff like that. And your inventory is limited based on, how many pockets you have, kind of.
That's so annoying.
It's not based on weight like in your standard Elder Scrolls game. But save for those one or two minor caveats, like there's raids and stuff like that. Like obviously it has to play like an MMO because it is. It feels more like an Elder Scrolls game than a WoW clone now.
That's good. I'll say that's one perk I'm trying to work towards is the pickpocket perk of extra pockets, where you can hold an extra 100 pounds.
Have you on your hand?
I'm like 14 levels away from that.
I've legendaried my archery skill twice.
Yeah, I've done my enchanting twice, my sneak once, and my smithing once.
Also for Elder Scrolls Online, I again am Bosmer for my main, and my queen is Kate Beckinsale. Any world where Kate Beckinsale is my queen is a world in which I would like to live.
Yeah, I can see that.
She's like the hottest mom in Hollywood. That's not even a joke. She's got 3 kids, doesn't she? 2 or 3.
Something like that, I'm sure. Yeah.
And she's still Celine.
Yep.
156 hours in Human Revolution. 165 in Left 4 Dead. 180 in Elite Dangerous. I love that game. 102 in Borderlands. 123 The Long Dark. 95 Sins of a Solar Empire. Saints Row the Third. 81 hours.
Yeah.
Gosh, 65 hours in Nation Red.
We need to play some more of that.
It's a fun game. You don't even have to think about it.
Yeah,
and it gets intense when you get to those higher levels.
I know.
Like, I didn't realize, because I'd only ever played it by myself, and I just did the warehouse, because there's no obstacles. But doing the prison with you guys, having all 4 of us, and, like, the score we were getting and the amount of chaos on screen, I was like, that got intense. I stopped blinking. I stopped breathing.
I only have 3.9 hours Nation Red. That doesn't seem right. But maybe it is right. Yeah, I have 153 for Rocket League, 114 for Terraria, and then 66 for Fallout New Vegas, 62 for Borderlands 2, 49 for Risk of Rain. Oh, that game is so much fun.
I've got our next talking point once you're done going through your list.
Yeah, and it gets kind of piddly after that. 30s and 20s and like 4 hours and stuff, and then none. Lots of none.
I am vexed. I have to complain to you. Omar bought Shadow of War.
Yeah?
He has not played Shadow of Mordor.
What?
He does not know Lord of the Rings.
What? No.
I got a text from him. I've got a text from him. He's like, so I got Shadow of War. Kind of like a mix between Assassin's Creed and Metal Gear Solid. And I'm like, well, actually, it plays more like the Arkham games.
Yeah, more like Batman series.
And he's like, and I'm like, Shadow of Mordor. And he's like, well, I haven't played either of those. So this is what it's like for me. Like, you can't play Shadow of War without playing Shadow of Mordor. It's like one of the best.
I don't even know if you can play Shadow of Mordor without playing the Batman games either.
Like, well, I mean,
you can. But
like, there's
the
no
combat style is like, it's so familiar.
Still, but like, he's like, who's this ghost guy? I was like, oh my gosh, it's Celebrimbor. You need It's like, even if he's like, I don't do Lord of the Rings. I'm like, Omar, in my head, I'm screaming at him, but in my phone, I'm telling him about all of the stuff. I'm like, you need to play Shadow of Mordor before you play Shadow of War. And I'm not saying that because, you know, I'm a purist and you play things in order.
Well,
I don't play things in order either. But all of this exposition that I'm about to give you is in Shadow of Mordor.
I know.
And it's an amazing game. It is literally one of the best licensed games ever made.
Oh, yeah, hands down. I need to play through that some more. I got in the Game of the Year, and been playing it some, and then I got sucked back into Skyrim, so, you know.
I've beat all of the campaigns. I just haven't done some of the side story type achievements.
Well, it's weird because
there you are.
The save data for the normal edition does not apply to the Game of the Year edition.
Nope, it doesn't. That was stupid, by the way, WB.
Yes. Oh, yeah, very stupid. And I have to re-earn all the trophies again, which is like... I got the platinum for the regular edition.
So if you... That's going to boost your gamer score, though. Your trophy count's going to go through the roof. It's awesome, because you don't even have to try.
Right? Well, there's a couple weird things that I have to, like, remember how they're done, because there's some oddly specific...
There's
like
some
the ones where
ones.
you have to free so many slaves in such amount of time. There's like a very, very specific path you have to take for that.
Yep.
And it's kind of annoying.
But no, and I'm glad that he's into it because it's an amazing series. I want Shadow of War really bad. This is also one of the only games where I want the deluxe edition. Not just the deluxe edition, but the really expensive $300 edition. The Mithril edition. Have you seen what's in that?
Isn't it like a statue or something?
It's not just a statue. It is a piece of art. Like it's like this big. You can't see my hands, internet, but it's like 2 feet and like that, and it's Talion riding. Oh crap! It's a dragon.
Or
what is it? It's not. It's what.
Like the Nazguls?
But it's its own name. It's just a version of that creature. Anyways, he's riding that, fighting the Balrog.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it is massive, and I want that. Because I'm like, that is just so nerdy, but it fits everywhere. People be like, what is that? I'm like, that's Lord of the Rings shit.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, it... So they got access to a lot of Tolkien's writings that most don't.
Okay.
And it's one of the only storylines approved by the Tolkien Society.
Oh.
So his son said, yeah, this is good. If they made that into a movie, if they did the Shadow series and made that canon.
That would be amazing.
Right?
I mean, you already have most of the cutscenes and the story and everything.
You don't have to change much.
No.
Like, at all. I mean, you're cutting out some tedious stuff.
Right.
And since it's Lord of the Rings, it can be a freaking trilogy anyways.
I know.
Like, you can do the first part up till, spoiler alert, if anyone's never played Shadow of Mordor, a.k.a. Omar. You can play the first film, could be up till Ratbag dies.
Right.
And then the second part of the film could be in the part of Mordor that's still green, the second film. And then the third film could be him taking out the Black Hand of Sauron.
Yeah.
And that's Shadow of War, or Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah.
And I don't know about Shadow of War, if it's more compact or not, but, like...
I think it's got pretty decent reviews.
I mean, like, traveling... Like, the world is huge in comparison, but story-wise, I don't know if the storyline's more compact. And the thing is, everyone was angry about Shelob being a hot chick. They talked about, and he cited specific writings that Tolkien had, not just personal writings, but stuff that's out there for you and me to read, from Silmarillion and Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit and all of that, that she chooses to be a spider. She is a spirit of some sort. Her mother was also this way. So he's like, she chooses to be what she wants. And like, this fits the lore. This is canon. Like, she is doing this because this is how she wants to be presented to Talion. So, like, it's really cool. It's not just we wanted a hot chick in there, so we threw a hot chick in there. It actually is justified by the lore. Like, they can do this. It fits.
I feel like they did that in, I think the second Dark Souls.
They wanted a hot chick, so they put a hot chick. I mean, there's already nudity in the first one.
Right. Well, no, they have like a half chick, half spider type thing in the second Dark Souls, and it's like, what?
Boobs.
All right, then. Well, they were strategically covered by hair.
Oh,
that didn't move.
They got a bit of strategery in their boobage. Mm-hmm. So another big thing that happened while we were gone, the Atlas update for No Man's Sky.
Oh, I haven't played any of that in a while. I need to.
So it's different. It is not. I re-downloaded it after the Atlas update. It's a game now.
Yeah,
it doesn't suck.
I played that a little bit, like I think 6 months ago. After I think.
So Atlas came out just 2 months ago.
Okay, so yeah, it was before that.
You played the Pathfinder update where they added vehicles. Mm-hmm. And
they changed the flying a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Flying is so nice now.
Yeah, I actually got into a dogfight.
It was a pretty good one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It wasn't just the hold your hand BS that it was at the beginning.
Yeah, kind of, because I didn't have my ship equipped for it because I'd never gotten in a dogfight before. So it's like, that
and you can crash now.
Yeah.
Like, that's awesome to me.
I know.
It's a stupid thing.
That's what I always hated. It's like, I want to get closer.
It's like you can't get hurt unless you really, really try. If you want to die, you have to try.
Yeah. Well, it's like, okay, I want to fly under, the floating rock right here. I want to fly under it. Nope, I'm going over. Oh, okay, then I guess I'll go over the rock.
The controls are more refined, but they've added a 30-hour storyline.
So it's almost worth starting over then, huh?
Yes. And I'm playing on survival mode, which is really fucking hard.
Isn't that when you die?
You lose everything.
Right. Do you have to start back from your first starting point, or you just kind of respawn with nothing?
You respawn with nothing at your last save point.
Okay.
But you get less supplies for the stuff you mine, and you have to be more careful, and the planets are harder on you. Like, I spawned on an ice planet, and it's so hard to stay warm.
I bet.
Like, it's negative 40 degrees. Like, I know what it's like to be in negative 40 degrees.
Not fun.
And that's what that whole planet is. It gets to negative 70 at night.
It's
and this
hot.
is in Celsius. This is not Fahrenheit.
Right.
But yeah, No Man's Sky is actually a game now, and it's actually really good. Looking like I watched a video because I couldn't really remember. I gave up on No Man's Sky after a while, and someone did a side-by-side of a planet that they saved on versus the new version. Beautiful.
Like night and day difference.
Yeah. Like, some people who had been in the game were unhappy with how everything went, but because they had started farming, because that's another thing they added, is like you could grow stuff, and they had a planet where everyone could go to, and while you couldn't see the other players, which you can now, there's this
really?
ghostly little light, and you can leave a marker where you meet, and that's it.
Assuming you run into somebody else.
Mm-hmm. But they have this whole network where people could use the stars and chart their way to this planet, and they were planting farms that everyone could use.
Nice. Okay.
So the big update changed some biomes. They've added new biomes. There's synthetic planets now, and other things that people haven't even found yet.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, it's not like you're going to the same off-colored thing with fucked up animals. The animals.
It's another one of those things, except it's green.
Yep.
Yay.
The animals look better. The system is fixed on how they're generated. It's a much prettier game. It works so much better. It is actually fun to play now. It's not perfect.
Right.
But it's not bad.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'll have to try and start a new game on that.
It is fun. It is. I would actually recommend No Man's Sky now.
Like, I liked it before. I mean, I never really read any spoilers or anything coming out, so I wasn't really disappointed when it actually launched out because it didn't have everything it promised.
Mm-hmm. It had nothing it promised.
Yeah, right. Well, it had the planet it promised.
Yeah. But here's what's cool, since we actually have player interactivity, like you can't trade, you can't do anything yet, but whereas you could stand on the same planet in the exact same spot and not see anybody, now you know they're there.
Right.
So I'm assuming I think it was the 1.4 update is what Atlas was called. I'm going to assume 1.5 is going to be wholly multiplayer focused.
That would be cool.
So you can join fleets, you can trade with people, you can see them. I'm not saying combat's going to be a thing, but you're actually going to have this sense of community in this larger universe. And who knows, maybe that will bring, like the 1.4 brought people back.
Yeah.
Like they had been to less than 1,000 players a day. Oof. And it just spiked thanks to the glowing, basically re-review of the game thanks to 1.4.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm trying to look through all this stuff to see. You don't have PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, so we can't talk about that.
I haven't played that a little bit. A friend of mine has it.
It's so much fun.
Yeah, I know. Last time I tried to play it, because we do the share Steam library thing. Mm-hmm. And the last time I tried to play it, it must have been like right after or right before an update, because the server was awful.
I tried to get that way sometimes.
Oh yeah, like I tried to load into a game like 6 or 8 times and failed, and I finally got it in one. And then like the building walls didn't load and stuff like that, and so I was like, whatever.
It is early access, although it's going to be out of early access in December.
Yeah, but he's been playing a ton. He loves it.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Like and you never win. I have never gotten a number 1 spot. I've gotten to number 4. But that doesn't stop you. You aren't discouraged.
Yeah. I think I read you're more likely to get struck by lightning twice than win your first game. Mm-hmm. Or something stupid like that.
And, but yeah, it's so much fun. So much fun.
I've been playing a lot of Overwatch.
I can't get into it.
Yeah?
I don't have it. I played it on a free weekend for PlayStation 4.
It's definitely more fun with at least one friend.
I don't know. Like, just the whole concept. Like, I'm all for class-based shooters, but I don't know. Some reason it just doesn't tickle my fancy. Yeah. Like, I'm one of those weirdos. I loved Battleborn. It's basically Borderlands.
Yeah.
Borderlands with a different type of storytelling. But yeah, like, I don't know. I play Insurgency. I love the Battlefield series, especially when it's played right and not like Call of Duty kids. 2142, when that was at its peak, I loved that. I had my role. I was an engineer, and I did that. And I would score way high in matches because I was really good at keeping things from breaking.
Right.
And, repairing stuff and supplying people. I was a support. I was medic or engineer, and I was really good at it. And I loved those kind of battles, but with this, it's just, I don't know. Like, I love Overwatch's world. I would love an Overwatch movie.
That'd be cool.
The shorts they do are amazing. I just can't play it. I can't find the game fun. I don't know why.
Yeah, that happens. We were playing another night with 4 friends, and I. And so the 6th guy, we're doing an attack on one place. And he's like, we need to do tank method or whatever. And we're all like, what? He's like, yeah, it's 5 tanks and 1 healer.
Oh, that's a huge thing right now. Like,
what?
I still read about it.
Yeah.
Mercy, I guess, is...
Oh, it's broken.
She is OP huge.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And that's what they do. You'll get like 4 Reinhardts and a Mercy on a team.
Yeah, so we did 2 healers and 4 tanks, and it worked surprisingly well. Like, we took the first point within like a minute. I think maybe 30 seconds, which is stupidly quick. The second point took a little bit longer, but that's pretty typical. But, yeah, that was like, this is a bad idea. No. And then, like, my friend's like, oh, let's do it anyway. Ugh. Why?
I don't want to be a tank.
I was a healer, so I'm an awful tank.
So who were you? Were you Mercy?
I was Mercy. Yeah.
She's the number one most played character in the game right now.
I altered between Mercy and Zenyatta before she got super OP. So.
Is that red? That's green.
Yeah. But yeah, she's pretty ridiculous now. I definitely res more people now than I did when it was her ultimate to res people. Yeah, it's stupid. But it's fun.
So, what do you want to talk about next? Omar's online. Should have invited him over.
Next
He's
time.
not snoozed.
Sneeze. I don't know. I don't think I really have much else to talk about right now.
I have a Wii again.
Nice.
And Nintendo's finally shutting down the Wii Shop.
I heard about that.
January is the last you can actually buy stuff, or buy credit, buy Wii points, and then March they shut the servers down.
Which I need to check to make sure I don't have any unused credit on my Wii, which I don't think I do, but
I've been kind of thrown a little bit here and there at it, $10, because I want to get some games that I know like weren't ever ported and we'll never see again.
Right.
Like Castlevania The Adventure Rebirth. It's a remake of a Game Boy game, and it's actually supposedly a very good Castlevania game, but once the servers are gone, there's no way to get that game ever again.
Yeah, I always wanted to see Earth Defense Force, but I don't know if they ever put that on there or not.
Not on the Wii.
Which, that game was amazing.
But yeah, like it's going to be once, well, they're shutting down everything on the store, so I'm sure Netflix and Hulu are going to be gone there shortly thereafter. But, yeah, that's going to be my little classic box. And it's going to be my light gun box. Like, that's one thing that game console did amazingly well was light gun shooters. I've got Resident Evil Umbrella Chronicles. I've got Dead Space Extraction. They're awesome.
Nice.
Load. I've been doing a lot of Skyrim. I have been playing a bit of Fortnite.
How's that?
It's fun.
Friend of mine.
It's different. Like, the interface is a little clunky, but once you're used to it, kind of over that learning curve, it's a pretty fun game. I don't like being matched with children.
Yeah.
But yeah, it feels good once you figure out how to build right.
Okay.
And I feel like if I had a squad of people I know, because I only know one other guy right now who plays it, and he is way ahead of me. Like, I don't play it as much as he does, so I have a lot of catching up to do. But it's good. It's a really fun game. I've played the Battle Royale mode, which is free. Like, you can go and download that and play it, which is basically PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. But
yeah, I read
Fortnite.
about that. It was a big deal. La, la, la.
I understand where the guys behind Plunkbat are coming from. Like, they don't care if other people are doing Battle Royale games, but the fact that Fortnite is developed by Epic. Epic owns the Unreal Engine. The Unreal Engine is what Plunkbat is based in. So their concern is that now that they have their own version of a Battle Royale game, they aren't going to share with the Plunkbat team advancements in the engine because it's their proprietary game at this point that will help them as a licensee of the engine. So I understand that. That's kind of a conflict of interest. It could have been addressed differently, but
what can you do?
I started Amnesia. I'm going to beat that game. I'm going to play it. I have never been able to beat it. It's a PlayStation Plus game.
I can't even make it through the trailer.
Really?
Well, is this different than the one... Because I have one on Steam. I got a little
The Dark
bundle.
Descent.
Maybe.
That's the original, yeah. This is just a pretty version of it. But this one bundles the Dark Descent, Machine for Pigs, and the custom campaign Justine together. And the thing is, like, I've watched people play it. Like, I can watch people play it. I cannot.
Right.
And I don't know why. I've played scary games. I am playing a scary game on my PC right now. For some reason, I don't know. Maybe it's the fact that it's Lovecraftian, and I read Lovecraft. Seeing Lovecraft, it's not really Lovecraft, but it's based on a similar concept of insanity and the way that he wrote. Perhaps seeing that come to life is what bothers me.
That could be.
Because I can do jump scares. I'll scream like a little girl. I'll throw my phone across the room, which has happened. Like, I was sitting on that love seat right over there, rubbing Ashley's shoulders, and I looked at my phone, and there was a jump scare, and I literally threw my phone at that chair. And I was fine after that. But I get into, like, the game, and I'm like, I can't do this.
Nope.
I can't do it.
Can't do it.
Like, and I can play survival horror. I have Resident Evil games. I'm stuck in Resident Evil 0 because I never played it. I don't know where to find shit. But I can handle it. It's just, Amnesia is one of those games. I can't play Slender either. I think it's because I can't defend myself.
That could be.
Like, I could do Shattered Memories, Silent Hill. You can't defend yourself there. All you can do is run. But it was a different atmosphere. It wasn't constant dread. You knew when you had to run, and you knew when it was just creepy.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, there were the only time that in Shattered Memories that you had to really, really worry is when the world changed. You went to the dark world, and you just had to run and hide and get through the dark world from point A to point B, and then you'd go back to creepy storytelling mode. Yeah. And you wouldn't have to worry about maybe the occasional jump scare. But with Slender, it's just constant terror. With Amnesia, it's constant terror, and it's like, I can't do this.
Nope. No thanks.
Like, I've beat the Resident Evil 7 demo like 3 times. It doesn't bother me anymore. I just haven't bought RE7. Adrian's the one who owns that.
Wasn't it on sale?
It is, actually, right now. It's 20% off. It's $44 for the deluxe edition, $45. But I also have no drive, really. Like, I'm glad that RE7 is back to normal. Resident Evil's back to normal with RE7. But at the same time, I'm like, the demo was fun, but...
Yeah, no thanks.
Going back in time a little bit, I'm probably done with cons for a while. I was a little disappointed in this one.
Yeah.
Like, not just... I still haven't got my book, by the way. Really? Remember, I bought a book from an author. It was a fantasy novel, and I was excited for it, and still hasn't happened. I can't remember the name of the book or the author either, or else I'd contact somebody.
Oh no.
So, unless you've got pictures from Comic-Con...
Not very many.
Like, I need to see pictures so I can find out who that guy was, because I want that book. I don't get into fantasy books, and I was ready for this.
Right.
But, yeah, just the way it was handled.
Yeah, the line entry was awful.
The floor layout. I'm not going to lie. There are people who owe me money that aren't going to pay me back. So I'm done.
Yeah. We need to go to MagFest. We need to say we can go to MagFest one year.
That's what Adrian was talking about. Adrian was saying that we need to wait a year or two, and like, if we want to bring our significant others or whatever, or it can be a bro thing. He said bro.
Yeah.
And go to one of these shows, like MagFest or PAX or something.
PAX would be cool.
Something big like that.
Yeah.
I prefer MagFest because I'd rather just play arcade games.
It's so cool. I want to go back. I want to go back so bad. It was awesome. See, if I hadn't gone to MagFest first before Comic-Con, I think I would have liked Comic-Con a lot more. But Comic-Con is basically one floor of MagFest.
That and, well, Denver isn't really the biggest.
Yeah, that's true.
Adrian also said we should do a bigger con, like San Diego or Salt Lake.
Yeah. Salt Lake wouldn't be bad because that's, what, 6 hours?
Yeah. Chicago's another big one. We'll get shot if we go, but it's fine.
Yeah. Great.
Or New York. New York is another really, really big con.
Yeah. MagFest, though. Definitely do MagFest.
So, I don't know. I want to do something like that, but I think it's going to be a year or two out.
Yeah, like I said, save some money. Like the MagFest badge, I'm pretty sure it was like $50.
Oh, we looked it up, dude. Like for the entire deal, it was $75 for the 2018 one.
Yeah, which is $15 less than Comic-Con and like way more content. 24-hour content, 5 days a week. I think it was 4-day thing content.
And arcade.
Yeah.
Arcade games. Dude, I want an arcade in this town.
Oh, yeah, I know. It'd be awesome. But like I said, the first day I got there, I didn't know you could play all that stuff. I just thought like people brought all their stuff and set it up and that, okay, cool. Yeah, it's fun. I'll watch. It's like, what? I can play this?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. All right, then.
Like you've got an original Tower of Druga? Yeah, I'll play that.
Yeah. Duck Hunt. I haven't played that in years.
I know a guy here in town who's got a Play Choice 10.
Does he?
Yep. One of those awesome Nintendo console or arcades. But yeah, that kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know. I've been playing... What else? What have I been playing? I've played... I'm trying to think. I bought a few games for the Wii. I got Resident Evil, Umbrella Chronicles. I've got...
I'm not familiar with that one.
Ashley got me a Game Boy Color for our anniversary, so
nice.
I've been playing a lot of Tetris and Mario. Just got to get a Pokemon game. Pokemon Crystal.
Yeah, my brother borrowed my Game Boy Color in the games for his oldest daughter to start playing. It's like, yeah.
I feel like that's how you need to start it, because I watched a video, I think you've probably seen it too, this kid being handed a Game Boy Color and not knowing how to... No, well, she's little and she's used to touchscreens, so she's touching the screen to try to make it work, and it's not working. I should probably go to the post office tomorrow. No, I'm going to be working all day. I can't. I ordered I ordered a Call of Duty game. Just because the servers are still up. And to be honest, outside of the keyboard mouse setup, the Wii remote is like the best way to play a first-person shooter.
Yeah, okay.
And since the servers are still up, I can play Call of Duty. I can play a first-person shooter on the Wii online against people. So it may only be like 15 other people, but I'll get to play a game.
Right.
What is the other game I bought? It's sitting right over there. I've got Epic Mickey, which is fun. I've got Skycrawlers, which is a blast. I've got Castlevania Judgment, which kind of sucks. Why can't I remember what you were? Oh, Spider-Man. Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions.
Ooh.
Which is fun so far. I have also... I beat Wolfenstein. I haven't beat Event Zero Dawn. Or Horizon Zero Dawn. I keep saying Event Horizon. Sam Neill horror movie. A lot of Downwell.
Right.
I'm bummed. Every time I want to watch a freaking hockey game and one of the free games is on, it's somehow hosted locally. The Golden Knights game last night, that was a local thing.
Yeah, Golden Knights are technically local because it's on some channel in Utah, which is technically local for us somehow, which doesn't make any sense.
And I'm like, it's the only game I wanted to watch.
I know.
Like, I didn't even want to watch my Ducks because they suck right now. But I was like, I want to watch the Golden Knights. I want to see them play.
Yeah. Nope.
I don't get to watch it because it's on ATT-RM. AT&T Rocky Mountain. It's a DirecTV channel.
Which is ridiculous, but I was talking with a friend of mine. He's like, yeah, I'm hoping like next year, because I kind of think like this year, like, well, let's see how good they are before we give them an actual channel to themselves, kind of thing. But I think once the Raiders come along to Vegas,
oh god,
then they'll have their own sports channel for sure. But
yeah, every game I want to watch blacked out. And
it's annoying.
I really don't want NHL TV now because of that one reason. It's like my wife's team is from Colorado. My second team is from frickin' Vegas.
Yeah.
So that's 2/3 of what I watch. My wife's second team are the Predators, and we got to watch them. So.
Yep, you can watch all of them.
But yeah, I threw an NHL 16 and simulated a game last night because I wanted to watch hockey and I couldn't. I had set time aside.
Dog got it.
I was sitting here. I had my dinner in front of me and content blockout. QNHL. And so I threw 16 in since you gave it to me. Mm-hmm. And I simulated a full game, 20-minute periods. And it was fun to watch. But it's like, this is how I have to watch hockey.
Yeah.
So.
I know.
But yeah. What else have I played? I haven't done much on my YouTube channel because of my work, but hopefully, not this weekend, but next weekend I'll be able to start doing the YouTube thing again.
Nice.
This weekend I'm going to South Dakota. I was gonna go this weekend, but it was a rough day yesterday. I didn't have enough time, and I had to be back here to watch Adrian's dogs.
Oh yeah.
So,
some people.
Gosh, you get a girlfriend and suddenly you're doing things.
Right. Whatever.
Going on dates and traveling and having fun. Gosh.
Yeah. People. Ugh.
I know I've been playing something. I was excited about it.
On PlayStation or PC?
I want to say PC because I've already gone through in my head everything I have downloaded and everything I've been playing. And we talked about Skyrim at length.
Yeah. But it's weird because, like I said, I'm 173 hours in. Mm-hmm. I'm on my third character, and I'm still doing things I've never done before.
Dude, I didn't know about Miko. The dog? The really depressing dog whose owner died in the middle of nowhere?
I have no idea.
All right, so southwest of Morthal, kind of like you're heading towards Markarth, and you're going through the forested area. There's a shack with a dead Nord.
Oh, wait, this sounds
and he had a stone bone or something like that. He had a disease that caused him to eventually die. He had a dog named Miko. Miko is sitting there next to his owner, who's been dead for some time, and you can take Miko with you.
Huh.
I didn't know about Miko until recently. I had never played the Thieves Guild storyline until recently.
Yeah, I'd never done anything Thieves Guild.
To be honest, I hadn't even, as much as I have, we talked about how long we'd played, I hadn't even touched the Dragonborn DLC until I played it on the PlayStation 4.
I still haven't done any of that.
I'm trying to save Solstheim because it means something to me. That was part of the Blood Moon expansion in Morrowind. I was hoping to get the ability to, you could already be a werewolf thanks to the companions, but I was hoping that, there'd still be the werewolf problem, but there was not. There are werebears. Werebears are more terrifying than werewolves to me.
Yeah, I can see that. I think, outweigh them by 10 times, roughly?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's a PC game.
That's what I was doing.
I was looking at my list of games. I should see
what
I
was
played
just
last.
looking up.
I should see what I played last. I want to buy a new game.
RPG Maker.
I actually learned how to do that, and
Age of Empires.
I played a game recently, but that's not it.
Oh, Star Wars Battlefront.
I haven't been able to get into a server. I've been waiting for that fix.
Really? It's lame. Age of Empires 2.
I love that game.
I need to get back into it. But yeah, seriously, the one Star Wars game I don't own is that one. Of course, somehow.
I feel like this is wrong. I haven't loaded up System Shock 2 in a long time. FTL, still haven't beat that.
I've played that a few. It's pretty fun.
I love that game. Past 2 weeks. I've done more on Steam than this stuff.
Yeah.
It might not be on Steam. It might be on Uplay.
Huh?
Nope. That's The Division and Zombie. That's all I have that for. Origin I haven't opened in a long time. I haven't used the Epic Games Launcher. Stranded Deep. It's a survival game, kind of like The Long Dark, only it's sharks and ocean instead of mountains and wolves. And they did an update recently, and I haven't played it in a long time, and I quit because, like, you and me sitting here we've been talking for an hour and 10 minutes now, I'd be starving. Like,
that's annoying.
That's in-game time, too. Like, me playing for an hour, and my character is like, it hasn't even been a full day, and he's like, I'm dying from hunger. I'm like, all right, that's not how it works. I understand you have to kind of have an accelerated time scale and work on your hunger to make it seem more intense.
Yeah.
But no. That's not how it works. And they fixed it. You get hungry a lot less. I mean, you still get hungry, you still get tired, and you still get, thirsty, but it feels more realistic.
Right.
And it's prettier, and I still have I can't go in the water. Like Stranded Deep, the sharks are really aggressive. That's like your primary, enemy. That and asshole crabs. Like, you get too close to a crab, those fuckers will reach out and pinch your foot. And I'm standing there on a beach just trying to, like, build a fire. And all of a sudden, my character is hurt and everything's red. And I'm like, what's going on? And I check.
I don't understand.
And my watch says, I'm not hungry. I'm not thirsty. I'm not tired. I don't know. I look down. There's a crab going at my foot. And I'm like, you little bastard. So I took my rock and I smashed the crab. And I cooked him and ate him. But
I'll show you.
But seriously, it's like, you bastard. Like, I did nothing to you. I just happened to be in your way. Go around.
Yeah. Bet you wish you would have gone around now. Smash.
And there's pigs, too. They didn't have that last time I played. And there's more variety of constructions and things like that. More items. So, it's pretty fun. I enjoyed it a bit. I'm trying to think of other things that happened game-wise. Like, we've got 4 months of stuff to talk about.
Like I said, I played a lot of Skyrim and a lot of Rocket League.
I'm trying to think of game news, though. PSVR is getting a new iteration. They're getting an updated version of the VR headset.
Oh, nice.
That has built-in headphones, and you'll be able to run at a higher graphical fidelity. For Skyrim VR. I'm going to get that. I have every release of Skyrim ever. I'm going to get Skyrim VR.
Nice. I'm thinking about it, but I don't know.
There's some really good VR games. There's some really gimmicky, crappy ones.
Oh, yeah.
But there are some fairly decent. It just, I don't know. It's expensive. That's the thing. And PlayStation VR is the cheapest, but it's still like buying another console.
Yeah.
And I do understand that the technology that goes into it is complex.
It's kind of like it is another console.
Pretty much. And I mean, you're not just getting the headset, like with those $300 kits, you're getting the Move controllers and the camera so that it's able to track you and do everything right.
Right.
But still, at that same point, I'm like, I have to justify that to Ashley.
Yeah.
And it's already hard enough for me to justify a lot of the stuff that I do. Although she let me buy Mortal Kombat.
Hey, there you go.
I got Mortal Kombat X now, and it's really fun. Do you have X?
Yeah, I have the XL edition.
Yeah, that's what I bought, XL.
Yeah.
I really like the rebooted storyline. Like, it's still following the Mortal Kombat storyline, but it's doing things in a less convoluted way.
Okay.
Like, I mean, like in the original MK1, 2, 3, and 4, it basically follows that storyline, save for, they've changed things. Liu Kang dies earlier because he dies during Deadly Alliance, which basically XL kind of replaces.
Right.
And then at the have you played through the storyline? You've played through the storyline.
I think I played through like half of it.
So, in the original canon, the original timeline, Raiden, after Shinnok takes over during Deadly Alliance, because that's what it is, Shang Tsung and Quan Chi working together under Shao Kahn's nose to bring Shinnok back, which is what Quan Chi is doing in XL. He's trying to bring back Shinnok after Johnny Cage kicks his ass, which is weird. Johnny is now the hero.
That's
Johnny
weird.
and his daughter Cassie are literally the heroes of Mortal Kombat. And this follows the Deadly Alliance storyline, kind of, and it leads into Deception. But instead of Shinnok being back, Onaga showing up, Liu Kang, obviously, who died in 2011's Mortal Kombat 9, or just Mortal Kombat. All of the heroes who were dead, who became revenants, like they did, they don't get saved this time around. Spoiler alert. I might ruin the story for you. Shinnok can't be killed because he's a god. So after Raiden does what he does and saves Earthrealm, but becomes Dark Raiden because he basically had to purge all of the evil energies from Shinnok out of Earth's life force, he does what he normally does. He became Dark Raiden. Only instead of having the zombie of Liu Kang causing problems everywhere like he did in Deception, Liu Kang and Kitana are the king and queen of the Netherrealm. Sindel and Kung Lao are their advisors. So that's different. Liu Kang is the bad guy. He is the enemy in the new storyline. And I'm like, this is so cool because it's still following the same thing, but it's like the ultimate what if scenario. And technically it's still canon, but I guarantee you Onaga is going to show up in the next game. Whatever they call it, no Mortal Kombat 11, I don't know. Onaga is going to show up, and somehow we're going to get the redemption of the last of the Revenants, aka, the big four from the original games that were the heroes all the time. They aren't the heroes anymore. They are the villains, and we're going to see their redemption in the next game, I think.
That'd be cool.
Kenshi is always awesome. He's my main. I'm always Kenshi.
So, yeah, I think it was Smoke in number 9. I don't think he's in number 10.
No, he's not. But they have Triborg. Because he gets cyberized at the end of 9.
That's right.
And the Lin Kuei are reformed in X. But DLC character Triborg, because it's different, because they have 3 different fighting styles for each character. They play differently. Triborg, you can choose to be Smoke and have Smoke's moveset, essentially, and then you can choose to be Sector or Cyrex. And it's cool. I like the alien. That was a fun character. Leatherface is a stupid idiot. And I've never liked the Texas Chainsaw movies. Jason is cool to play as. He's one of the few heavy characters I'm good with.
Right.
But yeah, I like Mortal Kombat XL.
Yeah. I need to play it some more too, but Skyrim.
It's a problem. It's a real problem.
It is.
Just the entirety of Tamriel is a problem for me. Like, I want to... how people were having that deal where they actually had to go into talks, like group discussions and support groups after Avatar came out? Like, they wanted to go to the world.
Oh, yeah.
And then they couldn't because it wasn't real and it was causing actual bouts of depression.
Yeah, I do remember that. That was kind of weird.
I am like that with Tamriel. I want to go there. I want to be inside that world. I want to escape to that and live there. Like, I understand it's not real. I understand I can't. Yeah. But on the same token, I really... It's what I want. Like, I want to go to Akavir. I want to go and see the Akaviri races. I want to go to the land of the monkeys and the tiger dragons. And I want to be able to start out in Valenwood and walk across Cyrodiil into Skyrim, over into freaking Daggerfall and Arena, and then walk over to elsewhere. I want to be able to do that. I want to see these lands.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And I can't because it's not real.
Sad. So sad.
I'd even be okay with being an Imperial as much as they're douchebags. I'll be born in Cyrodiil, or I could be a Breton from High Rock. Bretons are neat. Like, I'm gonna go on a little tangent here. We're at an hour and 20 minutes. I may talk 10 minutes and then we'll call it good. Bretons are neat. So, you know what the Aelids are? They're an ancient elf species that were wiped out. Original empire was formed after the fall of the Aelid race. It was a group effort with some Nords and Imperials, and I think Bosmer. I might be wrong. But early Aelids and early Altmer. Not Aldmer, the Altmer, the High Elves. The Aelids and Altmer are both descendants of the Aldmer, the original Aldmeri elves. They bred with slaves that they freed, who were originally a mixture of Imperial and Nords. So Bretons, while looking human, have very elvish features. They are an elf-human hybrid.
Okay.
The Bretons, they have an affinity for magic, but none of the elvish resistances, and they have a lot of the man. They're basically like, you know how Liu Kang and Ryu and all these characters, they're like, everyone learns how to play fighting games. Mm-hmm. The Bretons are like that for the Elder Scrolls. They are a race that has no inherent weaknesses and no overwhelming strengths. They're just a good all-around species, and that's because they are a fusion of man and mer, which, you know, the Ultimate like to ignore that fact. They don't like to think, because they think themselves greater than man. They don't like to think that their ancestors and the Aelids bred with men, that is below them, that is, you know, beneath contempt. But like literally, the Ultimate, they're the super racists of they're worse than the Nords, actually, and the Nords are a bunch of dickheads. Like, shut up. I get that the Nords like have their pride and stuff like that, but they weren't even the first men to visit Skyrim. Like, they claim to be, but there were tribes of men there before they were integrated in Nord culture. But it's nuts, like, how super racist all of the elves are, save for, like, the Dunmer and the Bosmer. Like, the Dwemer were just assholes.
Oh, yeah, they are.
They're so bad. The Falmer are nice. Well, not the real Falmer, but the snow elves before they got turned into the Falmer. They're good people. Like, and I'm sure, hopefully, that we'll see more snow elves now that they've been established. But the Maomer, the sea elves, also dickheads. Like, the elves, everyone in Tamriel are a bunch of assholes, save for the Bosmer, the Dunmer, and the Dunmer are even worse. Actually, I lied. The Dunmer are just bad. But the Bosmer and the freaking Khajiit,
right?
They're the only ones that aren't, like, inherently dickish.
Right.
Like, it's true, though. Like, I guess maybe the Red Guard aren't. They have different ways, but they aren't just inherently assholes. Most of the major races where everything has taken place, though, like Cyrodiil and Skyrim and Morrowind, like, Arena, generic, and Daggerfall also kind of like yeah, you're going through Daggerfall, but it hadn't reached the storytelling levels that Morrowind had. All of the major releases that everyone has played, you are in an area full of jackasses.
Lucky you,
right?
Woo!
Like the Hero of Kvatch in Cyrodiil, you're dealing with Imperials the entire time. It's like you're living in New York City, the country.
That's the worst.
Like, there's a lot of really good people.
Yeah.
But you get to see the Imperials have this, like, really just...
like, power trippy kind of...
They're have a superior attitude.
Yeah.
Because we're from the Empire. We are Imperials. And the Dunmer, like, they still believe in slavery. They're okay with that. The Dunmer, their class structure is literally like like the Telvanni, like the houses, House Redoran, House Telvanni. If you're one of these, you are better than everyone else, and you can own slaves.
Right.
Like it's and then you get the Nords, which are very Trumpish, like to an extreme. Like they're very nationalistic. I shouldn't have said Trumpist because like we don't go political, but like, and most Nords aren't that way, but the ones that are portrayed as being in charge are, like freaking Stormcloak. I hate Elfric. He's such a jackass.
Yeah, he is.
Like if I could have anyone be High King of Skyrim, you know who I would choose? It wouldn't be Elfric. It wouldn't be what's her name in Solitude. It would be Jarl. Oh my gosh, I can't think of his name. Whiterun. Like he is the most level-headed of all the Jarls in the entire game. That should have been an option. You should have been able to, because like if I remember right, you have when the High King is chosen, it is a vote by all of the Jarls. It is not just like you keep what you kill or it's inherited. And if it is, it's one of those things where it's a temporary thing until the Nord Jarls can get together. And Jarl Bolgraf That's who it is. Bulgraf would be my High King in Skyrim.
Right.
I would like to have had maybe Bethesda facilitate that, where you could...
It's kind of surprised they didn't.
You can,
all the other options they put in there.
Vote that Jarl. Make the vote happen. Make it so that they choose a new High King and not just have it be Ulfric or King Torrid. Who's his wife?
Oh, in Solitude?
Yep. Lady what?
I can't remember, but I know who you're talking about.
But still, I would like to have seen that, because I would have put Bulgraf, and I feel like that would have been the best thing for Skyrim.
Mm-hmm.
Not just like, because I'm thinking the way that they're going to do the 6th Elder Scrolls game, the Empire is going to fall apart, thanks to the events in Skyrim. Elisif.
Right.
Elisif the Fair. Ulfric is going to be successful. Skyrim is going to be split. There's going to be some that's controlled by the Empire, some that is controlled by the now independent Nords. And this is going to be the Aldmeri Dominion's chance to completely wipe man from the face of the earth. And we're going to see Elder Scrolls 6, not from the face of the earth, but subjugate them like they did during the Aelid Empire. What sucks, though, is the original Aldmeri Dominion was about openness. So this third Aldmeri Dominion that's like ran by the Thalmor is like just a bunch of super racists running everything. And the original Aldmeri Dominion was supposed to dispel this. The queen was like, all right, Aldmeri Dominion, we're from Aldmeri. We want to work together with the Khajiit and with the Bosmer. And that's how we got the original Aldmeri Dominion. It wasn't we are better than you. It was like, we are equal to you. Let us work together to fight this greater foe, which at that point was Molag Bal, the Daedric prince in charge of Cold Harbor. He was trying to take over Tamriel. And she was smart enough to see that we need to work together, that no one is beneath another. And, the current Aldmeri Dominion in Skyrim is a bastardization of that. But the Aldmeri Dominion, I'm going to say that it's also going to see another invasion from Akavir. So you're going to see a 3-sided conflict where the falling empire is in its last grasps. The Aldmeri Dominion is about to take over Tamriel, and we're going to see an Akaviri invasion over in the Black Marsh and in Morrowind. Because Morrowind is still reeling from the Red Year, when the Red Mountain blew and destroyed all of Vardenfell. And the Empire is going to be split. Like, it's going to be the weakest point for Tamriel, and it'll be basically a world war. Maybe you'll even get to go to Akavir, because they've been hinting at Akavir for years. I don't know if you know this, but if you look in Bethesda games, they are always telling you what the next Elder Scrolls game is going to be. No one knows, but there is always something in there. Like they were telling through lore and stuff like that was happening in Oblivion, that Skyrim was going to be the next game. We were going to go to Skyrim. We were leaving Cyrodiil. Morrowind let us know we were going to go to Cyrodiil.
Right.
So I don't know. The Mysterious Akavir book has been in all the games, but I feel like we are going to actually meet some Akaviri people, because they're doing a brand new game engine. Gamebryo is too old. They can't keep milking it. So I would think that the next game, which they say we can't talk about it because it is in development. The game itself may not be, but the engine that it's going to run on is.
Right.
So I think that when we get Elder Scrolls 6, I'd be okay with it being in Elsewhere. I don't think it's going to be in Elsewhere, but I do think that we are going to meet some of the Akaviri races, which will be really cool, because they got monkeys that are intelligent and tiger dragons and like lizard monster men that during the first Akaviri invasion, there was a snake person thing. I can't remember what they're called. I can't remember any of the names of the Akaviri races that actually became a advisor to one of the original septums. I think 2 Tiber Septim, actually. And he eventually died, but he looked like Snake from the waist down and Man from the waist up.
Weird.
And he's one of the Akaviri races. And they almost took over Tamriel, that race did. I can't remember what happened that they lost. But... And then there's snow giants. Like, not just like the giants you see that are like, I'm dumb and stuff. Like, these are intelligent creatures that have actually invaded Skyrim before. Like, they came in and it was almost too warm for them. And they are huge, and we couldn't kill them, we being men. And Mur couldn't either. So I would like to see Akavir. I want to go to that continent.
That'd be cool.
Ta-da!
Yay!
We did an hour and a half with just Justin and me, mostly me prattling on.
Woo!
So hopefully we'll be able to do another one in a month. And we'll do some more video game uploads now that my schedule's settling. And you'll see more of us. This has not been our year. 2017 has been like the year bad games quit.
The year everybody had a bunch of crap going on.
Well, we've done like maybe 5 podcasts this whole year.
Yeah.
If that.
No, that sounds
and
about
we used
right.
to do it every week.
Mm-hmm.
Much to Adrian's chagrin. He doesn't like doing things when it feels like homework. I have fun.
Right. It's a good time.
I could literally do this for a living. I wish I could do this for a living. But, gosh. To be on like IGN and do their podcasts and do their stuff.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool.
It'd be so cool. Or maybe not IGN. Not everybody likes IGN. Jose's gone, so I don't really care. Pear is the only one I like there anymore. Pear and Brian. But yeah, that's us. We're Bad Games. And make sure you check us out on the internets. It's 9 o'clock local time. Maybe I still have time to do a little bit of YouTube after this. I'm re-downloading Unturned.
Okay.
I downloaded it. I didn't know how to play it. I died a lot. Yeah. So maybe I'll start over and record my adventures. But yeah, if you want, you can check me out online. I'm at Brandboffo. That's my handle on Twitter. I am also American Brand Flakes with my own YouTube channel. Woo! Yay! And I haven't done anything there for 2 months. So, you can check out Justin's video on Dead Cells on our YouTube channel too. It was one of the last things that was uploaded. Adrian's done some Insane Trilogy for Crash Bandicoot.
That's right, I've seen those. Yeah.
And
maybe when to get the game.
Spooky month. It's October, so I might try again on showing my face and playing a scary game and peeing my pants in front of everybody. I've noticed that our most watched videos are the Agony demo and System Shock demo that I played. So, who knows? But yeah, this is us. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time. And I don't know. I don't really want to do the old tell your moms, tell your friends, that kind of thing. So, because it wasn't working. We will check you later.
Well, see you later.
Bye.